Why does it feel hot? If you guys have watched the last couple of videos, you'll know that I've been looking for a leak in my car. I did replace the radiator, thermostat, hoses, also the water pump. I've replaced majority of the common leak things, as well as upgrading the thermostat and the radiator. If you haven't checked that video out, you could check it out up in the top here. Unfortunately, the car is still leaking. It's definitely not as bad as it was when the water pump was leaking, because it would actually leave a puddle underneath the car. Right now, it's just like a very faint leak. I could smell coolant burning, but it's not coming through the exhaust, so it's not a head gasket, which is good news, but it's something in the engine bay, and I'm not filling up my radiator too often, maybe putting half of a water bottle's worth of water into it. I'm not too concerned about it, but I definitely want to get on top of it because I don't want it to get into anything bad. So I recently ordered some UV dye and a black light. I'm gonna go out to the garage, put the car in the lift, just check to see if there's anything that is in the car right now that'll react to this, so that way I don't trick myself into thinking I found the leak. Then I'm gonna put the UV dye in, drive the car around, and then see if I'm gonna be able to see anything. So I grabbed the dye from upstairs really quick. I just want to test it out and see what it actually looks like before I actually use it. I'll put the link in the description to where I bought both of this stuff on Amazon if you guys are looking for something like this. So I put the dye on here. Let's see what it looks like underneath the black light.
Yellow.
So I doubt you can see some of this purple color on certain things. Like you can see it on this pipe, but none of this is reacting. But really I'm looking for stuff behind the engine bay, and nothing really seems to be glowing aside from like the things that are kind of fluorescent. You can see some of the DEI heat wrap, and like that plastic coupler is kind of shining. My camera also doesn't know what to focus on right now. Nothing seems to be glowing right away. One thing that I'm definitely gonna have to do is just move this forward. It seems like it backed up a little bit. Nothing seems to be reacting to this right now, so I'm gonna drop the fluid into here, and then I'm gonna go do some errands. I'm gonna go to the gym, and then maybe take some pictures of my car, because I haven't done that in a while. You can see it's very, very reactive, so that's a good sign. So I'm definitely gonna have to check. I'm assuming it's probably gonna be something back in the back of the engine bay, which I'm kind of annoyed with because Billy and I heat wrapped everything back when we had all the stuff apart for the turbo kit. If we do see it, it will be leaking through whatever we wrapped it in. Otherwise, it might just be encapsulated. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm probably gonna drive around, check it later. I doubt this will leak out totally, and then it'll probably stain whatever it lands on. You could definitely try this out for yourselves if you have a leak issue like this. I'm pretty sure they make something that can go in oil, but I don't know, I feel like that's kind of weird. But it definitely works for water leaks, coolant leaks, anything like that. After I get gas, I'm going to meet up with Ryan, who you guys have met plenty of times. If you haven't, definitely check out some of the other videos with him in them. We do a lot of stuff with his STI as well as his brother's Type R. It just rained a little bit, but we're probably going to go try and take some pictures. I brought all my photo stuff with me. Just going to try and get some miles in the car so that way I can circulate the dye through everything. Met up with Ryan. I'm with Ryan and I are going to go to a place in Northport, as you guys know, Long Island, and we're going to go take some pictures. So we're a little bit closer to the photo spot we're going to go to. It's 6:30 right now, sundown, 8 o'clock, so we should be able to get some good photos, some good lighting. I mentioned this before, but I recently started a second page for Instagram for a photography page. I kind of got really into photography and stuff because of all the video stuff I did for YouTube, and taking photos is a lot easier than having to set up videos and edit them, which my computer really wasn't able to edit. But if you guys haven't already checked that out, definitely go I did, actually, I did.
Mid-sneeze?
Oh, both times. So I just had a pretty successful mini shoot with Ryan at the Northport Decks. Just came here really quick. We needed some pictures of our cars, and I was free. I did bring out my M50, the one that I've been shooting all the videos on. I also did bring out my dad's old film camera and took some stills. The film camera came out really cool. I probably won't have the pictures by the time that the video is going to be posted because I have to wait for them to be developed and I have to finish the reel of film that I have in the camera. If you guys follow me on Instagram, like I said, Hollister Photography, you guys can stay up to date with that and you'll see those pictures come out when I do it. But I'll put up some other pictures from the film camera. They came out really cool. I was actually at like an 80s party with Billy, so it was pretty cool because that camera's from the 80s, so it was kind of a nostalgic feel to it. There was like an old M3 there, there was an old Porsche. I'll also put some of the pictures up from what I took on the mirrorless camera right now. But I let the car run for most of the time while we were taking pictures, so that way everything would idle and circulate and I could get that dye through the floor more. There hasn't been any puddles underneath the car, so I know the leak isn't too bad, but I just keep smelling it and it's just something I want to get rid of. I want to make sure the car is totally sealed. We're back out here. It's been a couple days since I last put the UV dye inside the car. Since then, it started to leak some fuel. So I'm gonna have to check that out, see where it's leaking from. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be leaking from the regulator.
Are you sure about that?
The last time it was leaking from a joint that we had that connected two shorter pieces to make one long piece, but we fixed that in the spark plug video. I did check the engine bay once I saw it was leaking, and it wasn't leaking from anywhere by the injectors or the actual feed line. So we're gonna have to pull these two cars out of the garage because I'm gonna try and get underneath the car and use the black light to see where the UV dye is coming from. I'm also gonna change the oil because it has been a while since I changed the oil last, because I have been absent for quite a while. If you guys did not see that quick span that I was gone, but yeah. So we're gonna do that next. I'm just gonna see if you can hear the fuel like hit the ground or something. I really doubt you will be able to. So we just backed the car up. You could kind of see a small line on the ground where the fuel came out. I don't know if you could see the puddle in that last video, but it started to rain a little bit. You can see it got a little wet, so we didn't want to pull out the Pontiacs because we didn't have to want to deal with putting the tops up or putting the covers on them. Now that it cleared up, it was just like a little sun shower. We're going to pull the cars out.
They cool like this stuff?
Yeah.
It's already in it?
Yeah. We pushed it up to the ramps and then we couldn't push it up any farther, so I started it and rolled on, and we leaked that much gas, so we definitely need to get on top of that. Right up here you can see that we have this piece that we just cut. We've chased down the leak. It was on the return line. There was like a pinhole leak, I guess just from it rubbing against something the way that we had it tied up. So we're gonna have to cut it, replace it. We got another piece right here that we just cut. We had some leftovers from the other times, and we're gonna use this female to double nail to female to then put it back all together. So it is gonna be two separate lines, but the return line doesn't see as much pressure as the feed line, so it really shouldn't be as much of an issue. So we're going to put that piece in and then put it back up to the regulator. So, good news is that we were able to fix the return line. Also kind of good news is that we searched for the leak with the black light and we didn't see anything. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious as to why I didn't see something. It was leaking for a little bit. Maybe it was just that I didn't fill it up enough and it was burning off because of the heat, but I'm gonna have to let the car warm up, idle up, and then check to see if it leaks while it's at temperature, because it didn't leak until it was at temperature the last time with the water pump, which I unfortunately didn't record, but It was just too much of a hassle to try and get everything in there. It was in a super awkward spot, like right here in the wheel well. Then we came from the top, but regardless, yeah, sorry about that. Hello. So, I never really wrapped this video up because I was expecting to find the leak and then use that as the conclusion of the video, but there is still a leak somewhere in my car. So, I can't just postpone this video forever. I guess I'm just gonna have to find the leak when I find it and live with smelling coolant while the car idles. So, if you guys know any common leak spots on an 8th gen Civic, let me know because I am clueless. So I've checked as much as I can. The way that this turbo is set up on the car, I really can't see up into the firewall, which is kind of an issue because that's where all like the heater lines are, which I think the line going to the heater core might be leaking because I've heard that was a common thing. But I've also heard of like just blocks leaking in random spots. So I think when I start to do all the work over the winter, I'll probably end up finding it. I'll hopefully end up finding it. And until then, I'm just gonna have to keep checking my coolant level and assume that it's not a head gasket. But I probably will still do a head gasket and head studs during the winter. Sorry, I'm texting someone. So we're currently at 178 subscribers, so we're only 22 away. Right? Right. Help the channel hit 200 subscribers. If you guys like this content, subscribe, stay up to date, and expect some more videos to come out soon. We are going to be going to Stacked Motorsports event. If you guys do not know what that is, it is a awesome event out in Pocono Raceway. I believe this is only the second year it's happening. We went there last year. It was a lot of fun. This year it's actually coming up September 20th to the 22nd, which is going to be during my birthday. Last year it was in November and it was freezing and it snowed one day, so that was interesting. I think it should be a lot more fun because it's going to be warmer out. I still have one more video that I have recorded that I have not uploaded for my wheels, so definitely stay tuned for that one. It should be a lot of fun if you guys are curious as to paint wheels professionally. Definitely check that video out. And then I'm going to be doing some prep for Stacked, even though I'm not bringing my car. What could I be doing? I have parts sitting over here behind the camera. That's it for this video. Stay up to date, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.